Those of you who follow my channel know that I am a huge fan of adventure games and retro PC gaming in general. You can find a lot of videos about adventure games in my channel, like the full history of Space Quest, King's Quest, Gabriel Knight, Leisure Suit Larry, Loom, Grim Fandango, and many more. You can also watch my 2-hour documentary on the history of the genre with the rise and fall of the adventure games. Today we are starting a new series of videos focusing on collecting those games that I loved back in the day. Through all these years, after a lot of moving through houses, cities, and facing a big flood 3 years ago, my big box collection was reduced to absolutely zero items. As I was researching my previous videos and revisiting old and beloved classics, I made the decision to start rebuilding my big box PC collection from scratch and have the fans of the channel and new viewers follow the process. I have to say that this will be a long and expensive road, but I am confident that in the end, if there will be one, I will be proud of my new old collection. I will update every month with a new video with the best pickups of the previous calendar month. The focus will be on the best 3 to 5 items, and I will also have the unboxing of each along with a total collection update at the end of each video. I would also like to take this opportunity to announce that I am also kicking off the channel memberships on YouTube with the release of this video. This will be important as we progress, since we will also have giveaways that will be exclusive to the active members of my channel. I will also provide the link to my YouTube channel membership in the description of this video, as there are more benefits for members who want to actively support the channel. Before we start with the first big box PC pickups video, let me set some general rules that I will follow while building my collection. Big box only. The games collected and unboxed here must be in their big box releases. So, no jewel cases, generic CD or DVD packs, etc. Just pure big boxes with goodies inside. PC version only. There are a lot of games for multiple home computers, but since I was mainly a PC gamer, we will focus on PC versions only without trying to get Amiga or Atari ST or Macintosh big box games. Complete in-box or near complete. I will hunt complete in-box or near complete items. We may have a leaflet for the 90s helpline of that company missing, but the focus will be on having the most important elements of the package like manuals, etc. Floppy or CD-ROM. Since we are talking about the 80s, 90s and early 2000s, I will search and buy either floppy or CD-ROM versions. There are a lot of games that were initially released in floppies and then re-released in enhanced CD-ROM versions. Either will do, depending on the price and condition, of course. Focus on adventure games. Since I love adventure games, I will focus on finding big box games of that genre, but we will also see a few RPGs here and there, along with any other good deal that I may come across. Finally, I will search and get only English versions. Enough of the introduction, let's move on to my first episode with the first 3 big box PC pickups. These are the April 2022 game pickups, which mark the first episode and kick off our new video series. As you can see, we start strong with 3 well-known and loved adventure games, 2 from Sierra and 1 from LucasArts. We have King's Quest VI, Here Today Gone Tomorrow, Loom, and Leisure Suit Larry Love for Sale. You can find the complete history of each of those franchises in my channel if you want to know more about Loom, King's Quest or Leisure Suit Larry series. Starting with Leisure Suit Larry Love for Sale, this game was released by Sierra Online in 1996 for the MS-DOS, Microsoft Windows and Mac computers. I remember first seeing this back in Christmas of '96 when I purchased from a store while visiting my best friend's town, and then we used to play this on his mom's computer when her real estate office was closed for the night. This game follows another Larry Laffer's escapade, and his main target in this one is this lady, the gorgeous blonde Captain Thigh. This big box release is interesting and has something unique inside that you don't find every day. As a matter of fact, I don't know any other game that had something similar, but we will get to that. When you remove the sleeve, you get a carton box with the actual contents. We have the actual CD-ROM with the game here, and on the back we have an ad for the previous big box Larry collection that includes all the game up until Larry 6. Inside the CD case we have the disc and a small manual with a totally 90s photo of the development team, featuring of course Al Lowe, the series creator, among others. The manual is mostly technical, but it also explains a feature that was often overlooked in Larry Love for Sale. The fact that you could use 4 different systems titled as CyberScan 2000, CyberVox 2000, CyberSystem 2000, and CyberSound 2000. What those actually meant was that you could use a photo of your face and samples of your own voice that you could save in a particular folder that would let the game use those for the protagonist's face and voice. Moreover, the last two could be used to let the game change your Windows wallpaper and sounds automatically as you progress your game. All those features were a nice addition, to be honest, as they increased the game's immersion, if I may say. The rest of the manual is mostly credits of the people involved in the game's development along with the voice cast. Moving on, we have an ad for ordering the game's official strategy guide. People tend to overlook those things today, but they were an important source of income for the publishers back in the day. Strategy guides and helplines were huge during the pre-internet era or even during the early days of internet when print media were relevant. This is another such example, as it asks the player to register to Sierra's print newsletter and have a chance to win software and receive a copy of Sierra's magazine of that time titled Interaction. Finally, the last item inside the box is the CyberSniff 2000. Now, since this is 1996, everything everywhere was about 2000. It was 2000 this and 2000 that. People were afraid that the 2K virus would end the world as we know it, etc. Focusing on the item here though, this piece of paper has 9 different and numbered colored blocks that you could scratch and sniff. What would happen is that in-game you would get a sign of this CyberSniff 2000 along with a number whenever you change scenes or locations, and you would use the scent in order to give you a vague idea of how the area smells like. It is a nice little gimmick that does not work, of course, but still I haven't found anything like this in other games, and if you had, I would love to know in the comments of this video. Now let's put those back and move on to our next game. We continue with King's Quest VI. This game was released in 1992 by Sierra Online for the MS-DOS, Macintosh and Amiga computers. What we have here is the original floppy disk PC version. There is also a CD-ROM big box version release in 1993. The first thing you are going to notice is the excellent in-game screenshots that they have put on the sides of the box, and this is for a good reason. This game has excellent graphics and makes use of the updated SCI 1.1 game engine or Sierra Creative Interpreter. On the back you will find a small summary of the game's plot, and of course the King's Quest series creator Roberta Williams is also prominently featured here. Jane Genser of the later Gabriel Knight fame was also involved in the development of this game. Good condition box overall. Now let's move on the inside. As already mentioned, this is the floppy version of the game, and here we have all the original 3.5-inch floppies that contain King's Quest VI, Here Today Gone Tomorrow. Let's put those in orders. There are 9 discs in total. The next thing that we have here was not part of the initial release, since this is the actual hint book of the game. The eBay seller that I got this from obviously did not know that this was extra, as it fetches $20 more or less on eBay alone and had it in the actual game's packaging. All the better for us though, since we also got this amazing booklet with no extra cost. This is typical of the official hint books of the era, as it was pocket size so that players could have it on their desks while playing the game, and also has a very detailed walkthrough of King's Quest VI with a lot of illustrations and step-by-step solutions. Next, we have the guidebook to the Land of the Green Isles, which is a fictional travel guide to the location of the game, supposedly written by the esteemed traveler and scholar of the world of Daventry, Derek Karlawagen. It has a lot of information and background on the lore of King's Quest and is an amazing addition to this big box package, typical of how publishers released their games back in the 90s. Finally, we have again some registration cards for Sierra or Dynamics products, an ad for the Sierra helpline. I wonder if they will answer if I give them a call. And last but not least, this is also a bit unique. This leaflet here lists the radio stations across America that have received a copy of Girl in the Tower, the game's official love song, along with their phone numbers. Players could call their local stations and ask them to include the song in their playlist or broadcast it in their live program. Really cool stuff. Now I'm going to put all those back and move on to our third and last game pickup for this month. The last game of this episode is special to me. If you have watched the relevant retrospective, then you know that Loom is my personal favorite video game of all time. This is the Kixx XL release of the game. Kixx XL was the mid-price range label of the British publisher US Gold. They would pick up successful franchises and re-release them under their label in more affordable versions compared to the original ones. Such is the case here. The Kixx version is much more affordable than the original, and I started with that. This, however, is the enhanced version of the game, which is included in a single CD-ROM with full voice support, orchestral score, and remade 256 color VGA graphics. On the back of the box we have a small introduction to the world of Loom along with some in-game screenshots. As you will see when we open the box, the Kixx releases usually do not offer extras and even lower the quality of included documents and manuals, as it is in the case here, but still it is a nice compromise to have such a game in your collection. Inside you have the actual game CD-ROM and a manual that starts with the credits of the game and a few technical information about how to play it. Loom has a unique user interface unlike any other you may have come across in adventure games, as most of the action is based on music scores or notes played on your Atropos staff. For example, a tune of 4 notes serves as open, and when you play it backwards it acts as close. You can learn new tunes as you progress and interact with NPCs or the environment. Here you can also see the keyboard shortcuts of each note depending on the system you play the game. Since the interface is so unique, LucasArts included the so-called Book of Patterns, where you could keep track of all the tunes you learn in your adventure. You see, some are comprised of 4 notes, but as you move further into the story, you learn more notes and some actions become more and more complex to perform. Hence, this little booklet here is ideal to keep track of those. Now this is an example of Kixx's way of consolidating documentation, as this booklet was separate in the original release. What this release also misses, and it is a true shame, is the original audio cassette of the first floppy version. There you could listen to a 30-minute audio drama that serves as an introduction to the complex world of Loom and the story of Bobbin and the Guild of the Weavers. Anyway, this is good to start, but I will definitely be looking for a good deal on the original Loom release. Summing up the 3 games we have here, I have purchased Leisure Suit Larry from my local marketplace, King's Quest VI from eBay in what seems to be an excellent deal since it also included the hitbook, and Loom was purchased from the British eBay. I hope you have all enjoyed the first video of my new endeavor to create from scratch a big box PC collection similar to what I had back in the day. Do not forget to watch my many retrospectives on iconic franchises like Loom, King's Quest, Space Quest, Gabriel Knight and more. You can also find my 2-hour documentary on the rise and fall of the genre. If you like the content of my channel, please consider supporting it by subscribing and turning on the notifications for it to know when a new video is up. You can also consider supporting me by becoming a member of my YouTube channel. There is one membership tier and you will have a lot of benefits like exclusive updates on upcoming videos, you get to watch each new video earlier, you get to decide the topic of upcoming videos through polls, and also member exclusive giveaways that will follow. We will have the next episode soon. Thank you all for watching.